Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. Danielle here. So happy to have you. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to make any requests for your personal well-being, whether it's general or specific. We are going to go ahead and start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests. If you are watching this as a video replay, hello, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the healing if that's what you're here for by going to about the 1 hour mark or where you start to see the lights begin to shift. And yeah, if you want to learn anything more about me, because you know, everything I do here you can learn and I can teach you. You can go ahead and visit my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com, where you can learn about my live online Reiki certification courses, my one-on-one distance sessions, tarot readings, crystal shop, and so much more. But without any further ado, let's dive in and start building that grid. So good to see you all. Awesome. So we're starting off as normal with some beautiful copper. This helps to break up any blockages, get the energy flowing. And we have our mirror here. This helps to deflect any negative energy. And the rest is just some beautiful wood and bamboo respectively. And we're going to dive right in. So it's good to see everyone. Korakar, it's so good to see you. Grace, it's excellent to see you as well. I hope you're feeling better. Janie Price, welcome in. I hope you're well. Patty, lots of love to you. Know you're at your meeting, but so glad that you're here too. And Chris, I don't know if you're in here right now, but lots of love to you and your sister. Good to see you. So yeah, let's start taking some requests. Awesome. So let's see. Okay, Korakar, you have a procedure tomorrow. Protection, health, healing, and love. Absolutely. We've been putting in rutilated quartz with your stepfather in mind during every stream because, yeah, absolutely. Everyone is pulling for you. And him, by extension. So let's see. Hey, Violet Integration. Lots of love. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I am doing well, thank you. The kitties are doing well. The kitties had a wild day yesterday. We found that when Gertie has catnip treats as opposed to just catnip, she gets super wild. She even went so far as to knock over my computer, which is a desktop. It's like a tower, and she still managed to knock it over. So it's been a little wild. Oh, awesome. That's a beautiful intention, Janie. It was changed to the 12th. Okay, good stuff, Violet Integration. Yeah, that's good stuff. I hope that all works out much better for you then. So let's go ahead and dive in. So where should we start? So you've got that procedure tomorrow. So protection, health, healing, and love. Let's do some Dalmatian jasper. This is good for general energy clearing, but it's also great for like the gut, like IBS, all the things with the gut. So we'll bring this in. Help keep the energy nice and clear too. So Dalmatian jasper actually has black tourmaline running through it. And black tourmaline repels negative energy. So it's in a way that it's running through this jasper. It really helps to clear our energy field. And why not have a nice clear energy field before, during, and after something like that? And it does help cooperation, and it does help the gut. Everything from, like I said, IBS, Crohn's, celiac, that's me. So, yeah. We'll bring that in. We will also bring in let's see, how are you feeling about everything coming up? Let's definitely bring in some smoky quartz. This is, you asked for some protection, and this is a beautiful protection stone. not only does it help with protection, it actually transmutes and changes the energy to something more positive. It helps to calm worry, which is always present. I don't care how cool you are. Anytime you have a medical procedure, there's always nervousness. And it also helps to break up those energy blockages and even prevent theft. As far back into the Middle Ages, this was actually used to protect items that you own. So we'll bring this in. This will help transmute a lot of that energy, help you feel nice and protected and clear. Dropping stones. Hey Vic, good to see you. Awesome. So let's see. Let me see which edge is just a little bit. That looks a little better. Okay. So that should definitely help. And gotcha. Gotcha. Let's do some blue kyanite. This is one that helps with self-acceptance. This is loving yourself exactly as you are. And it is also helpful for understanding spiritual messages. It's great for neurological care. And also it's really pretty. It's a really lovely blue. Yeah, so hopefully that will help. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Awesome. And yeah, let me know if there's any specific stones, but I hope that that helps. So Grace, your intentions are getting back to health, to healthy energy, self-love, and acceptance. Definitely the blue kyanite helps. I'm going to bring in, for this self-care and like really taking care of yourself, getting back to, you know, who you are and things like that too. We have fuchsite. This is one that we've been using because it really helps with joy, fun, and self-care. It helps you see the importance of self-care and find the joy in it. So not just like, oh, I'm going to take care of myself by doing the bare minimum or the things that aren't super fun, but this actually encourages fun and encourages you finding fun and making fun so that you can kind of lift yourself up a little bit. It also helps to it's thought to help sleep disturbances and spinal alignment as well. And it's also thought to boost the power of other stones. So there's that. Acceptance is definitely blue kyanite. And back to healthy energy. Let's go ahead and use some rutilated quartz. Rutilated quartz, and sorry, the lighting is just so off today. I've been recording the tarot for all 12 signs, which means that I have to change my whole lighting setup, and then getting it back in order is such a bear. So sorry. This is rutilated quartz. These rutils that you see within the quartz are thought to help direct its energy exactly where it needs to go. And as such, this has been considered a beautiful gift for anyone that's battling cancer, including Korakar's stepdad. It also helps to bring energy into the body, especially if you're really run down from like being sick or just too active. And it can help give you energy ahead of something that might deplete you a little bit, like a medical procedure. It also helps focus the mind and helps the mind-body connection to be a little bit more easygoing, have a better communication between the mind and the body. So we'll bring these in, actually. So there we go for that. So that's definitely good for energy. Healthy marriage, getting rid of all the negative energy, nothing but love. Definitely Unakite. We often talk about Unakite here as being good for fertility and everything that has to do with hormones, especially for women's health. But what we don't talk about is it's often thought of as like supporting marriage and a good, healthy marriage relationship. So definitely Unakite. It also helps the heart, circulation, and metabolism, as well as quitting smoking. So that's Unakite. And let's see. Also going to bring in shungite because this helps a number of the things. This is great for physical recovery, healing your body after injury, illness, anything, surgery too. It's great for releasing stress and helps to break up energy blockages. Also helps to just generally clear our energy field. Helps anyone that is really sensitive to like geomagnetic stress and geopathic stress, as well as emotional pain, energy block. So this really does a great job at helping clear negativity and helping build us up a bit. So I feel like that can be helpful for everybody. And another love stone. Let's see. I'll bring in some rose quartz. Rose quartz, in addition to helping our heart open up to even more love, this is one that helps us to let go of things that don't serve. And that's, as I do the tarot reading for all 12 signs, it's absolutely a theme. And I knew it was going to be kind of a theme because of the lunar eclipse at the end of this week. But my goodness. Yeah, anytime that we have a really good stable source of unconditional love and good judgment-free energy like rose quartz, makes it a lot easier for us to let go of things because it almost primes us to think, well, wait a minute, there's better things to allow in and make room for. So I'm going to bring that in too. And I hope that helps. But yeah, let's keep going. Cool. Financial healing, protection, and peace for your upcoming procedure. Absolutely. Let's see. Hey, Vincent. Catherine Deal, I'm glad to see you again. Oh, good. That timed out perfectly, Catherine. I'm so glad that we did rose quartz. I actually saw your request after I picked rose quartz. So that's our fun. Our fun, wow, we're all on the same wavelength kind of moment for today. Oh, Vic, I'm sorry you're going through a tough time. So financial protection or financial healing protection. So let's bring in some citrine. and some pyrite. Citrine is great for calling in financial abundance. It actually forms underground very close to amethyst, and over time, under a lot more pressure with a lot more heat, it turns from a purple to like a deep orange, nearly brown kind of color like you see here. This is great for calling in that wealth, making good financial decisions. It also helps to balance logic with intuition, and it's thought to help addictions and compulsions. So I will bring this in. And pyrite is also quite good at manifesting money. I like to think the fool's gold brings the real gold, and pyrite is in fact fool's gold. It's also superb for protection and intuition. So if you struggle with that, yes, I want to be open to here, but I don't want to let certain things in, this is a really helpful stone. It's also great for fever, for the mind and memory, and also for the lungs. It's very protective, and it's also thought to help with the side effects of radiation treatments too. Also thought to help people get the most out of a Reiki treatment, which makes it really perfect for us. And it looks like we're not quite lining up here. I think we're getting a little better there. Okay. And oops, somehow I managed to move that. Emotional stability, absolutely. Protection and peace. We definitely have lots of protection. This is a good one. Snowflake obsidian is great for calming like overstimulation, and also for serenity, peace, and hope, especially for after any time of loss. So that could be a few of you. This could be Patty, that this might be helpful to. Really sorry for the light being not in the greatest place. Let me see. Okay, that's a little bit better actually. Yeah, so Snowflake Obsidian. It's also fantastic for the mind, body, spirit, bringing it into balance, as well as releasing any kind of feelings of guilt that are just holding you back and aren't actually being productive for any kind of improvement or learning, as well as recognizing those patterns that we have that hold us back so that we can reorganize them. So let's go ahead and put that on top of our rose quartz, because why not? There we go. So Snowflake Obsidian. That's a little bit better. And okay. Emotional stability. Sleeping restfully. Emotional stability. And this will also support a couple of other requests that we had. So my favorite for mental stability is lepidolite, which is actually lithium mica. And that's what this is, this sort of purplish silver mica that's like very thin and flaky. In this particular specimen, not only is this lepidolite lithium mica, but there's also some amazonite in here, which I will get into in just a moment. But lepidolite is great for soothing and understanding the emotions, bringing things down to like bringing the frenetic energy down to just a dull roar so you can start to think about what's going on. You can also see thought patterns and things that need releasing. It's also helpful for making decisions like, should I stay, should I go? And the Amazonite is actually wonderful for self-care and reminding yourself to take care of yourself, especially if you're somebody who tends to think of others before yourself. It's also wonderful for the spine and spinal nerves, which will definitely support Chris's sister. And yeah, anyone else that's having any kind of back pain, sciatica, nerve issues like I do, this can be a great stone. So I hope that that helps. There's also sleeping restfully. Iolite can be really helpful with that. Fuchsite can too. Iolite's great for it. Also helps money management, visionary meditation, any kind of clairvoyance or spiritual sight. This can be really helpful for, and also especially if you have a hard time sleeping after you do a lot of meditation or Reiki and it's almost like you're a little ungrounded and can't quite sleep, Iolite can be really helpful. So we'll bring that in too. Goddess of Four. I don't sell copper spirals on my website yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on it. I will let you know as soon as they're there. You just want to be able to sleep when you're tired. Well, great, and I see that, Janie, you're talking about needing some help maybe in the relationship side of things. Let's go ahead and bring in carnelian. It's all about relationships. It's all about the second chakra, which is called the sacral, and that's where we literally relate to others around us, not just romantic partners, but all relationships. I also saw Vic's request for help around housemates and getting along better. This helps with that absolutely too. So yeah, that's carnelian. This can also be helpful for everything else with the sacral chakra. So that is creativity, sexuality, sexual function and dysfunction, fertility, as well as even calling on the universe to send a new romantic partner your way. It's also great for healing wounds, as well as cold and allergies. And I don't know about you, but allergy season is definitely here. So yeah, this can be great for relationships with any people anywhere, but also any groups or in your marriage, for example. So we'll bring this in. This is carnelian. Let's also do, let's see. Intentions: love, reconnecting, moving forward, and finances. Stones: aquamarine, blue lace agate, blue calcite, dumortierite. Aquamarine, blue lace agate. Cool. Blue lace agate is super beautiful, and I have these lovely little pieces to fit on the grid, but I also like to show this larger piece so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. But yeah, blue lace agate is everything about the throat. So it's sore throats. It's also thought to have a connection to skin allergies, but particularly with speaking, especially saying things that might be difficult to say. Also for saying things that might be difficult for the other person to hear. So to kind of make your speech a little bit more sensitive. It's helpful for expressing really difficult stuff. It's also thought to be helpful for arthritis and fractures, and for tension headaches. But yeah, blue lace agate is great for communicating in a really soft and gentle way. I'm going to go ahead and just Dumortierite helps with pent-up anger and frustration, helps with building patience. It also can help with standing up for yourself, getting more tidy. I mean, I think most of us are like, a little more tidiness couldn't hurt. But also in general, ligaments, tendons, and things about the joints that might be important. And healing chaotic energy as well, but especially good for things like anger. So Dumortierite. Okay. Blue calcite is one of my emotional first aid stones. I love reaching for this when someone's really going through it. It can be so incredibly helpful. It can soothe emotional pain and help you to say things that you struggle to verbalize, much along the lines of blue lace agate. It also brings healing revelations and clarity. So if you've been asking for the universe to give you some kind of direction or anything, this is another good one to work with. And it also helps you to make better decisions while you're still healing and not necessarily in the best place. So it's a very soothing stone that can help you work through really intense moments of emotionality. There we go, blue calcite. And of course, aquamarine, which works with the fluids in the body. It can be great for forgiveness, whether it's the I forgive you to set myself free or I forgive you to give you another chance, whichever kind it might be, it's good for it. It's also great for dispelling and deflecting things like pettiness and even like I like to call them the already aggrieved people who are already in quite a state and they're looking for someone to take it out on. The anti-Karen stone, Karen be gone, like this kind of stone. It's great too for justice, and so that is aquamarine. But it helps the fluids in the body and the teeth and gums also. So let's have this opposite our lepidolite. Absolutely. Sorry if you hear my neighbor's dog a-barking. And absolutely, Janie, you're welcome here anytime. We're a fun bunch. Letitia, good to see you again. Patricia, good to see you again. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you for being here. I love doing this. This is like my happy place. Something to release anger, sadness, feelings of loneliness. Something to leave the past behind. Forgiveness of myself and others. Oh, absolutely. Forgiveness is definitely aquamarine. So that's great right there. Hey, heart. Lots of love to you. Anger, definitely Dumortierite. I'm also going to bring in Howlite because I did see a couple people request joint health and joint issues. So I'm bringing in Howlite, which is great for both. It's anger, resentment, frustration, all of those kinds of things. It can really help with those. It also helps with stability and blessings, but really on a physical level, it's lauded for its impact on teeth, bones, and hair, particularly bones and joints. I struggle with really weak bones, difficulty absorbing nutrients, and difficult with calcium absorption. So my bones are pretty brittle. They do tend to break. This is a really awesome stone, in addition to all the other things I do, like calcium supplements and weight-bearing exercises and getting my scans regularly and all of those other things. This is another layer that I put into that. You don't have to put any of your treatments aside to work with anything that we're doing here. But this is very good for anger and resentment too. So we'll bring that in. And loneliness too, leaving the past behind. So I've got another couple of stones there. Sorry for the loud clackety clack. The first one I want to bring in is Malachite. Malachite are these beautiful green with these swirls, and isn't it amazing? It's just as beautiful when it's raw too, but these polished specimens are something else. All of these striations of different colors of green, the heart chakra is thought to be green. And so this is a stone that we see as helping our heart to move through difficult times, particularly when it comes to letting things go or letting people go or whatever it might be, so that you can move on and live your life a little more free, comfortable, and happy. This has a bad rap because it's like, oh, if you're working with it, it's going to find the people that don't need to be in your life and everybody's going to break up with you. And no, that's not how it is. This helps you emotionally move through really difficult transitions, especially when it involves having to leave someone or something or some situation behind in order for you to embrace the future. And your heart is really not feeling great, more like the bittersweet moments of life when we need to move on. So Malachite's very helpful for all of those things. So we're going to bring this in. Let's see. Let's do... Malachite is a very powerful stone. Mahogany obsidian is also pretty good for this kind of stuff too. This is one that helps with skin healing, teeth, gums, also even carpal tunnel it's thought to help with. But it's great for vitality and strength, which definitely a few of us have asked for here. It's great for releasing perfectionism and helps us to release anger too. It's also good for letting go of any need for approval of other people to go the way we want to go, make the decisions we want to make. So it can be really helpful for that. But yeah, releasing perfectionism and the need for the approval of others, and rather trusting yourself and following your own heart into what you want to do, not what everyone else wants you to do. So this can be a helpful stone. Again, this is mahogany obsidian. So let's do... So that's mahogany obsidian. It's also a good one to help with meeting goals if you're struggling with that. But all the best to you, Prudence Jane. Let's see. Definitely the blue calcite might help with the emotional side of it, but I'm also going to bring in some bloodstone. Bloodstone is another one of my emotional first aid, emotional first aid stones. It's like, you know, you have that tea that you give people when you know they're really going through it, or there's always that thing that we lean on when we really need some extra tender loving care. This is one of those for me. It's a gift that I often give when people are really going through it, and it is bloodstone. Bloodstone also goes by the name heliotrope, and it helps with emotional despair. It helps to lift it, but it also helps to give you some sense of like a stamina and perseverance, emotionally speaking, if something you're going through is going to take a little while. It helps to quiet the mind while you're meditating, and it can also help relieve self-doubt. So it's actually a dark, dark green with little spots of red jasper in it. This is a stone that can help you heal the heart very deeply, even if you feel like the earth right under your feet is shifting and moving all the time, and you just feel like everything is kind of thrown you for a loop. This and blue calcite are some of my favorite, like, oh, you really need a cup of tea and a girlfriend talk kind of stones. So let's bring that in. And like I said, bloodstones also goes by the name heliotrope, which I actually think is a really fun name for a stone. But all the best to you, Prudence Jane. You're always welcome here. We love you. Oh, hey, heart. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Janie Price, your friends told you to explore it, and here you are. Well, you're in the right place. Absolutely. Healing for your friends, BB and Monica. Yay for Howlite. Healing for your mom's knees, definitely Howlite. Oh, absolutely. Hey, JS, I hope you're well too. Gotcha. Ooh, there's some good questions in here too. I like this. So first and foremost, Heart had one. You had a request about taking care of our bodies from stress eating and releasing financial fears and allowing abundance of all good things. For financial fears, definitely. We also have citrine and pyrite in there, and iolite, which helps with money management. Taking care of our bodies from stress eating is definitely a blue apatite thing, which we have here. This is also a good one for quite a few different things too. But blue apatite can help with our relationship with food. And that's also with weight loss and weight gain, whether you need to gain weight or lose weight, whatever your goal is, this can help you with both. But overall, your relationship with food and helping us to kind of make that as healthy as possible. This is also great for courage as we walk along our soul path. It helps to strengthen the aura, which helps us it helps to prevent us taking on energy from other people, places, and things. It's great for addressing hostile audiences, like if you have to speak before a group, and also with bringing in harmony and peace. But this can definitely help with the food that you're eating and also the drive to eat it. So there you go. And for the stress, the financial fears and allowing abundance. The first one that popped into my head when I read that was black onyx, so I'm just going to go with black onyx. Yeah, for all the crystals and all of their meaning, what's in here, what's in your heart is the first thing that matters. So if you walk into a crystal shop and you're like, that's the one, I don't know why, what it is, how it works, that's the one. Regardless of what everybody else says it is, that's the stone. Always listen to your intuition first with that. But black onyx is great for grounding fear and anxiety. So this is great for those of you who have anxiety around medical procedures coming up too. Helps, like I said, fear, anxiety, helps to boost your self-esteem and helps to sort of melt away self-doubt pretty well. It's also good for grief and connection to your ancestors, as well as just protection in general. So that is black onyx. But yeah, it's great for grounding fear. Grounding fear and grief. Black onyx is just one of those stones that it just feels like it's filled with wisdom every time I pick it up, every time I touch it. There we go. And also we've had a lot of like letting go of negativity today. Let's bring in some zoisite. That's really helpful for letting go of negativity. It can also help us face problems that maybe we're kind of avoiding. Those things that we're like, I don't want to face that. That's a big scary thing. This can help with that. But definitely releasing negativity if you feel apathetic or sluggish about something and it's just hard to start to make progress with something. This can be very helpful. It's great for seasonal affective disorder in that it really helps us to connect with nature and the sense of nature. It's supposed to help fertility as well, and also with the gut, it's supposed to help the bowels and gas too. So this is zoisite. Let's see. Let's put one here and one here. We'll put some other stones catty corner to those. Zoisite, I love that. But I hope that that helps, heart. Reflection and insight, absolutely. Yeah, it does feel like everyone could use a spiritual hug. It's a rough week, y'all. I get it. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're together. For creativity, let me touch on this first. So for creativity, what could I use for luck and financial abundance? A lot of us are looking for that. So creativity, I usually use carnelian, which is already here, in combination with sodalite. So I'll grab that. Sodalite helps us to express and communicate. And that is whether it's written, spoken, performed, however it is we express ourselves, whether that's creatively, whether that's very matter of trying to find the right words to explain your position or your experience. This can help all of those. This is also fantastic for helping with writing, but really any kind of art. This is one of my favorite stones to give to artists. This and carnelian together, especially, it's like the sacral is where creativity is, where it's birthed, and then the throat is where it's expressed. So I like to work with both areas to support it. And yeah, this is great for it. It's also good for, it's thought to be good for grounding impulses, and it's thought to be helpful for homesickness. So fun stuff about that. So let's bring in some sodalite. And for financial abundance, we have citrine that we put in there. We have pyrite that we put in there. Other stones for money. Let's see. Let's put in a little bit of herkimer, because this helps us with manifesting. And it's also a really helpful stone in perspective too, because it It is superb with helping us be in the present moment. So anytime we're asking the universe, like, I need this, I need this, I need this, like, that's awesome, because we start to put in a plan of like where we're going and what we'll need along the way. That's always a good thing. And it speaks strong to the universe too. This helps us to be in the present moment so that we're not just wishing our lives away. We can appreciate what we have right now and know what we need to continue. It helps with manifesting in a way that's very, here's what I'm asking for, and may this request and its fulfillment touch everyone in a positive way. It's also great for balancing discordant energy. It's thought to be helpful for metabolism and intuition as well. So that is Herkimer Diamond. Where shall we place you? Let's place you here. Let's put you here. Here. That can help with that. Also, for those of you who are self-employed or sell things, which is actually a lot of you and me too, is cinnabar, because this is long thought to be a beautiful stone of the merchant. It's thought to help call customers into a store. We've learned a lot about it through history. This red here and the little red dots you see in the other specimen there, that's mercury, also known as cinnabar. Highly toxic, so be very careful. That's why I have this one specimen with so much extra room to hold it. A lapidary cut it this way so someone could easily hold it and show it. This is just, usually if you buy cinnabar, this is what you'll get, a piece of the surrounding stone with just the smallest pieces of mercury. It's a lot safer this way. So yeah, but this is thought to help call in customers to shops and to people that are doing their own financial stuff. And financial abundance, definitely citrine and also iolite for making financial plans. Oh, I'm really glad, Catherine. Yeah, that's probably really helpful then. Creativity for writing and manifesting your dreams, absolutely. Kindly add something for clearing hubby's lungs, for Chris's healing bronchitis, and anyone else needing this with gratitude. Absolutely. Clearing clutter and cleaning. Let's do that too. Lapis. And green kyanite. Green kyanite is wonderful for the upper respiratory tract, every aspect of breathing. It's also wonderful for blending your spiritual life with your more workaday, everyday life, like your mundane and your spiritual. It helps with wisdom through intuition, and it's another one that helps you to connect with plants, including like through the spirit of the plant. So if you're working on your garden, this is a good one to work with. But yeah, this is superb. So I hope that this helps with the lungs. So green kyanite. Let's see. Let's put that. Somehow I made the grid totally cockeyed today. I don't know how that happened, but here we are. We'll be all right. Get through it. And while we're at it, let's see. Okay, good stuff. So that is green kyanite. I'm also going to put some lapis around. So lapis is very helpful for tidying. Actually, dumortierite is really good for tidying and things like that. But so is lapis. This helps with quite a few things that are really incredible. It's great for having upward momentum in your career, as well as you're keeping your personal responsibility having integrity, having good follow through, communicating openly and honestly with colleagues, and finding colleagues who hopefully do the same. It's also good for the inner ear for balance as well as possibly hearing loss. So this is lapis lazuli, but yeah, this will definitely help with the cleaning of things. And let's see, where shall we place you? There we go. So that's lapis. I also want to add emerald for the lungs. That's another great stone for breathing in the lungs. It's also wonderful for skin and tissue, for restoring confidence about your appearance too. And I mean, who who is that not going to help? So yeah, but this is raw emerald right here. There we go. So that's emerald. So that'll hopefully help with breathing in the lungs. And oh, thank you, Vic. Let's see. Reflection and insight, tarot reading, and joy. I feel like for reflection and insight, I want to bring in Indigo Gabbro. This has been coming up a lot lately. Indigo Gabbro, which also goes by the name Mystic Merlinite, not the same as Merlinite, different stone. But Indigo Gabbro it's a way that we can see our detrimental tendencies or the ways in which we trip ourselves up. It's also wonderful for not only seeing those things about ourselves, that how we get in our own way and the things we do that sort of hang us up, but it also helps us to like face it a little bit more easily. It's great for shadow work. It's great for following your heart too. It's also great for intuition, dreams, meditation. It's definitely got that intuitive vibe working for it. It helps to integrate spiritual connection as well as for women's health. It's great for menopause, and it's thought to be really helpful for things like period pain. So that's Indigo Gabbro. So we'll put that there for like insight and reflecting inward, and also intuition and tarot reading and insight and things like that. Yeah, this is a stone that helps you see those things and move through them. Also, peridot is quite helpful for that. It helps to break bad habits and cycles. It also helps us to shore up and really maintain the friendships that support us in being the best version of ourselves, as well as IBS, acidity, like acid reflux, as well as depression and prosperity to some extent, and the gut, IBS, Crohn's, things like that. Also helps dissipate anger and jealousy. So that's peridot. We have another one for kind of introspection and connection to the divine, and also sleeping better, which has been a thing today, is labradorite. Labradorite is also wonderful for like workplace harmony and really any kind of group harmony. So this could also be Vic's roommates and things like that. It's great for research and study and anything that you need a lot of attention to detail for, especially if you're like trying to find an error in a lot of data. And it's also thought to help like calm disputes too. So labradorite. Let's put this. Okay, so we put that there. So we'll put this here. So balancing out the zoisite. We'll also do some moonstone. Moonstone helps us connect with the cycles and rhythms and patterns of nature, as well as intuition, the divine feminine, all kinds of ancient spiritual truths, as well as calling on a loved one if you want a new romantic partner. It's thought to help with accepting divine timing, especially when that divine timing isn't really in alignment with our idea of perfect timing. It can help us with that. So we'll bring this in. I'm going to put this under the Dalmatian jasper. There we go. Pink tourmaline is superb for neuralgia, migraines, and hormones, especially with women, but for anyone. This is helpful for all kinds of gynecological health, everything in alignment with gynecological health. Also with specifically period issues, but also mom and baby bonding. It's thought to have a really good impact on things like spine injuries and helping to break up a negative self-image too. So that is pink tourmaline. Hey, Sky. I like that. Keep other people's thoughts and opinions out of me and my energy field. Yes, I love that. I second that. We have Dalmatian jasper. We have shungite. We're adding some black tourmaline. South Philly tested and approved. So, black tourmaline, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, this helps to repel and dispel negative energy, including other people's opinions. I've gone as far as to crush this up and sew it into curtains when I lived in South Philly, and the impact was amazing. It wasn't just me who noticed it. I did not tell my housemates that I had sewn black tourmaline into those curtains. I was just like, oh, here's some new curtains I made. And then all of a sudden, everyone started hanging out in that room, regardless of if the sun was even out or not, because it kind of broke the energy that used to come over from the neighbor's patio, and it really helped. So I hope that this helps you. And good for you for saying, that's not mine, and I'm not taking it. Absolutely. Love, love, love good energy boundaries. Okay. Absolutely love that. I know Chris had some requests up at the top. If I missed your request, go ahead and enter it in again now so I get your crystals in. And let me just see what else Chris had. So hematite is very grounding, and it also helps us to release the energy of things that we just don't need in our energy field anymore, things that don't serve us anymore, like the energy we just are ready to let go of in and of ourselves. We've kind of used it up. Hematite's been used since, it's even written about in the Bible, hematite. And it was thought to clear and purify the blood, which they credited as the energy, the thing that brings all the energy throughout our body. And they weren't super wrong about that. But yeah, this is thought to help clear and purify our energy and help us reconnect to the earth and our more mundane needs and topics. So that is hematite. And let's see. I'm going to put that behind here. Sapphire helps with channeling and connecting to our angels, as well as any kind of spiritual guidance. It's good for envisioning good potentials in times of change and flux. It can be a very ungrounding stone. This is a good one to use alongside hematite, for example. But it's also thought to be supportive of things like dementia, which was requested. I think Vic requested support around that, as well as thyroid health and the eyes and the ears. It's also thought to bring about speedy justice. So this is sapphire. I actually, when I do the tarot for all 12 signs, I keep selenite and sapphire right there off camera so that it's helping me do the job. And aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite. So this is two different types of calcite together. The blue is the Caribbean blue calcite, which is connected to our crown and our soul star chakra, which is actually above the crown. And that's where the highest spiritual goals are. The highest spiritual possibilities for ourselves are located there. So the more clear it is, the more connected we are with it, the greater inspiration we have, the greater connection we have to wanting to move forward, and the greater intuition we'll have around, like, I need to meet that person, I need to go there, I need to visit that. Excellent. The brown and tan is actually aragonite, which is a different type of calcite, which actually works with the soul star, which is beneath the root chakra. That has everything to do with actually enacting our soul's purpose, showing up in right action and doing the things, showing up in the right place, introducing ourselves to the people, all that kind of stuff. It's also great for physical healing, aragonite is, and it's great for just intuition, also Kundalini awakening and helping the flow of energy through the body, but being in alignment with our spiritual inspiration and our actions. This is a wonderful stone. So we will bring it in. And let's do, yeah, that'll work. Ta-da. Let's see, did I miss anyone? I love that, Catherine. Blue sky, you do you. Be greater than the haters. Absolutely. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I think I got all of yours. Oh, amethyst I didn't get. And amethyst helps us to make some really beautiful, positive changes within ourselves without really beating ourselves up along the way. It helps us to take ownership for ourselves and have follow through and to hold ourselves accountable, but also to show ourselves some love while we do it. It's one that is very much linked with recovery, especially 12-step style recovery. There's lots of different types, but it's very much connected with that. It's also really helpful for sleeping better, and we can definitely use that. But yeah, it's great for connecting to spirituality too. So if someone's just connecting to spirituality or a new style of spirituality, amethyst can be really helpful. So I'm going to put a big piece of raw amethyst at the top and a big piece of raw amethyst at the bottom. I love raw amethyst. This is actually from our shop. So it's one of the stones I love in its like raw form. It just looks like lavender ice. It just looks really cool to me. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into a quick explanation of what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and then we'll get into the healing. Sometimes I pick a stone and let y'all vote on it, and I kind of want to do that even though we're over in time and stuff, so I'm just going to pick a couple really quick, and then you can vote on those. Okay, so there's two that jump out that feel like they want to be in there. Both, please. Those of you who are new, we vote on this, and just know that you are not limited to just one answer, and you might see a trend. You might just see a trend. So the first one that I feel like really wants to come out is Chrysocolla. Chrysocolla helps us to make decisions and move easily along our spiritual path, as long as, like, being very aligned with our highest good. It also helps encourage us to follow our spiritual inclinations and our spiritual pursuits. It can also help with creativity, especially with finding new ways to express yourself. And the other is Angelite, which, as the name would suggest, helps us connect to our angels. It's very spiritually protective. It helps you to feel connected to source. Definitely helps you have easier connection to your angels and your guides. And it's thought to enhance an experience of sound healing too. So Angelite, Chrysocolla, go ahead and vote which one you like. You're not limited to just one. Hintity hint, hint, hint. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and then we're going to dive into the healing. So this is your last time to get up and get a glass of water or anything. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what Reiki is. Hello again, and as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson, and I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you like the things that I do, you can learn how to do them, and I can teach you. Go ahead and visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com to learn more, including my live online Reiki certification courses, my one-on-one distance healing sessions, and tarot readings, if you'd like to book one of those. And I also have a beautiful collection of Reiki charged crystals that are available to purchase. So what is Reiki? Well, the style of Reiki that I work with most is known as Usui Reiki. Reiki has become pretty much a catch-all term for energy healing. That's really appropriate for all the different styles, but specifically Usui Reiki, the concept, it's named after its founder, Mikao Usui, in the 1920s in Japan. And this particular system is meant to be very, very spiritual and very, very impactful, but also accessible at that modern time in Japan, which required it to be secular. So that's a big part of why I think it resonates with us in the West. So the very concept of what energy is, the best way to explain that is to look at the indigenous spirituality of Japan, known as Shintoism. In Shintoism, among many other aspects, everything has a soul. Me, you, our animal companions, the trees, the grass, the earth, the ground, everything has a soul. And within all of those souls, we are all interconnected. Spirit, however you define it, puts some additional forces at play in that interconnectedness, one of which is a spiritually guided soul energy, Reiki, that's what that means, that our body, mind, and spirit are always working with to bring our greatest healing balance into reality for us. So our body, mind, and spirit are always working with this energy, even if we're not aware of it or familiar with it. Much like how, the first time we learned that the human body is mostly water, it probably sounded a little strange because our experiences of being solid, much the same. So just as this particular energy is so necessary for our body, mind, and spirit, we don't even have to think about what it does once it's there. Much like the water we drink, we don't have to think about all the myriad things it does in our body. Our body just does it. Same with the Reiki. So during the session, essentially what I'm going to be doing is using Usui's techniques to connect with this energy, this spiritually guided soul energy or Reiki, and direct more of it to you, where your body, mind, and spirit are essentially going to put it to your best use. Setting your intentions absolutely helps with that. and your body, mind, and spirit automatically know what they need to do. During the session, you may feel some physical sensations in your body. You may have some feelings come up or be released. You may have, on a mental level, an opportunity to think some things through or even hear your subconscious. And on a spiritual level, you may have some sudden breakthrough or clarity or even an intuitive experience. And on a very physical level, you may simply have a beautiful nap. And isn't that lovely? But chances are you will have a session that is some combination of all of those things I just listed and possibly more. So what are you supposed to do? You don't have to do anything. That's the most beautiful thing. You can simply sit or lay down. You can close your eyes and even take a nap, as I mentioned, or you can use this time to do anything else. If you feel like you don't want to be still, take a few stretches, stand up, move around, maybe read some cards for yourself or journal a bit or whatever feels right to you. In order for the Reiki to support you, you don't have to do anything but be open to it. So don't feel that you need to quiet your mind during the session, and don't feel that you need to focus on anything, because you don't. And if you need to get up and get something to get comfortable, go ahead and grab it, come back. If you get distracted, just take a deep breath in and out, and it'll bring you right back into the session. I will turn the lights down, and the lights will move slowly and gently through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe. And it will turn up the music. If you want to learn more about our musical creator, she is linked at the very bottom of the description, and her website has some beautiful, beautiful songs. So things that you can even stream from her YouTube during your day. So you'll enjoy that. At the end of the session, which is 25 minutes, you will hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and start coming back to your body. And at that point, I'll reopen the chat, and I'll encourage you to ask any questions that you may have, or even share any experiences that you feel so inclined to share. And then we'll call it an evening. And I am here 5 times a week, same days, same times, anytime that you want to come in and get some healing. If I'm not live when you need some healing, go ahead and check out our past healing live stream, because we are all interconnected. So this Reiki is going to meet you wherever you are. It will also meet you whenever you are. So if you're watching this as a video replay, hello from the past, you're going to have just as much fun and healing as if you were here live. But yeah, you can always look at our past healing live streams, and I'm pretty much always available at that, if you look at it that way. So yeah, let's dive ahead into the Reiki. It's a lot easier to simply experience it than it is to describe it. It's sort of like explaining what chocolate tastes like. Doesn't it just make more sense to give someone some chocolate? So let's go ahead. I'm going to send you all some Reiki after we see what won that vote, and we're all going to have a wonderful healing evening. So let's see what won that vote. Oh, and yes, thank you for reminding me to to do the YouTuber thing, Patty. If you haven't already liked the stream, please consider doing so. It really, really helps the algorithm to send some folks my way, and I deeply appreciate it. And of course, if you subscribe with your notifications on, you won't miss an opportunity to join us. The regular schedule is all listed in the description, and I'm currently putting out the Tarot for all 12 signs. Half of them are done and up and available. I'll be putting up the remaining 6 tomorrow and the day after, so definitely check in for that. So thank you for being here, and let's head back over to the grid. Ooh, pretty. I like it. Oh, did both win? Really? That never happens. How'd that happen? I don't know. Okay, so we've got Cinnabar, Fuchsite, Chrysocolla, and Angelite. Let's do this. So go ahead, get comfy wherever you happen to be, sitting up, laying down, doesn't matter. Move around all you need. I'm going to go ahead and turn up that music, send the healing to you, and thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your session. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to the space that you're in. See if your body wants to move, stretch, or bend. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and use the chat. I'm sure I see that some of you noticed that Gertie joined me during the sending. As soon as the Reiki started, Gertie cat right up on my lap, soaking it up, and then right before I was ready to end, down off my lap, eating food. Gratitude, peace, and joy to all, says Heart. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you. Thank you, Chris. Oh, thank you, Patty. And lots of love to Key. I see that Key is here too. I hope you're feeling better, Key. Hope your ears are better. Why am I already yawning? It's not even that late. Yeah, those of you who are new, if you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to share, you can go ahead and do that. Also, if you want to ask a question and it doesn't quite feel right to ask it on YouTube, you can ask it through my website, through learnreikiphiladelphia.com. Vincent, you are so welcome. All the best to you tomorrow, Korakar. Lots of love. You'll be in my thoughts. Good. I'm glad to hear that Key is feeling better, even if it's not 100%. Hopefully soon. I am so yawny today. My goodness. Yes, you too. Have a good night to you too. I don't know if you guys just heard Gertie saying hi. Yeah, Gertie, you want to come up? Oh, I think we're getting a feline visitor. Catherine, thank you. Be blessed as well. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and start winding us down for the night. I think the cats are getting a little wiry. So thank you all so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. East Coast US time. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Actually, here comes Gertie. You coming up? I know you see her paws. Come on, let's get up. No? No? She's currently standing on my computer tower, and I don't want to let go of it. Go ahead. Go ahead, girl. Yep, they were little paws. They were paws on the grid indeed. They do love the grid. They go for very specific crystals. They both like selenite. Gertie likes sapphire. So, classy ladies liking sapphires. Okay, so for real now, I'll wind it down. All of you have an incredible evening. Sleep well, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again soon. And bye for now.